Well, hello there, my delectable little ducklings, and welcome to What's the Quack? I'm your host, Ducky, and joining me today is the old ball and chain, the old pain in my arse, and the holster of my willy, Connie. Say hello, Connie.
Hi.
You doing well?
Yeah.
They've been missing you. They've been asking about you in the comment section. They want more of you, because I've gotten PJ on a couple of times now, but you haven't made an appearance since episode 1.
That's not my fault.
Well, why haven't you been on? Why haven't you been pestering me? Saying, Ducky, I want to have a microphone put in my face and forced to talk in a quite awkward manner, in a manner I'm not used to.
Because I've told you countless times, I'm not fucking entertaining. I'm not. I'm not fun. I'm not exciting. I'm rather boring. The only thing exciting about me lately is my fucking hair.
I've told you countless times that nobody thinks they are funny or entertaining or interesting in any way. It's for other people to decide, not yourself.
And I sound like a fucking chawed up tractor.
Well, except me. I think I'm fantastic.
Yeah, of course you do.
Well, I'm going to kick things off with some questions that we've had, because I'm a fucker for ignoring the questions, even though I promised to answer some on podcasts. T-Pain asks, for the missus, what is the most annoying thing Ducky has ever done to you or around you? And the same question to Ducky about the missus. So what's the most annoying thing I have ever done, or I suppose we'll make it more vague, because I don't know if one thing comes to mind, but...
Well, one thing does come to mind.
Oh, by all means, go for it.
And to be fair, you're not half as bad for it now as what you used to be. But your shoes at the side of the bed.
No, we already covered that in the last podcast.
It doesn't matter. It's still annoying because it happened the other night.
It's not my fault.
It is your fault.
It's not my fault.
It is your fault.
If there was one characteristic about me sleeping, one main thing about my sleep that would best describe how I sleep very heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah, just turn on the fucking light then.
No, because I'm not like you.
I can't be awoken by the sound of a mouse's fart. Somebody coughing 4 doors down will wake you up out of a fucking deep slumber.
They shouldn't be there, though.
Do you know if like somebody just keeps banging their head on a low door constantly, they keep forgetting to duck? At a certain point, you're kind of go, listen, the door's low and all, but how the fuck are you still doing that? You know, other than shoes.
I can't actually think of anything.
Something fresh. Come on, I'm sure I'm an annoying bastard sometimes.
I genuinely can't think of anything.
Am I that flawless?
No, I'm the most annoying bastard in this relationship, to be fair.
And you know what? I will not do you the injustice of arguing against that.
I'm sure there is other annoying things. I just can't think of them right now.
Making you go on podcasts?
Yeah, that would probably be at the top of it, yeah. It's like, I don't know why you people want to know about me. Like,
oh, you're a ball of awkwardness. See, I like to think that if I do it enough, you'll just get used to it and then eventually start that Instagram thing that you still haven't started yet, even though it's literally been months now.
I know. Hey, look, I have the page, right? Just have to actually post.
It's taken you 4 months to start a page with nothing on it.
Yeah, I'll get there, okay? I'm afraid of being judged, alright?
In this time, when I first started my YouTube journey, I had already created a channel and it had failed and I had created the next channel in that time.
Yeah.
Don't make excuses, get on it.
Hey, I was playing with puppies today, okay? I was quite happy. Alright.
Yeah, the one day where she legitimately was just playing with puppies all day.
That statement of, sure, you'd be doing that now, Lee, when you're playing with puppies, was actually true today.
Yeah.
That's another annoying thing.
What, that I keep saying that?
Yeah. Sure, how is your job so hard? All you'd be doing is playing with dogs all day.
Like your job as a woman in a relationship is to suck the very fucking life and soul from my body. And my job in this relationship is to annoy the shit out of you. And that is one of my weapons, and one of my many weapons in my arsenal is simplifying your job to make it sound a lot easier than it actually is. Because that would annoy anybody.
Yeah.
Right, so we get another question. A question from LoveCute202. For the missus, what's your favourite type of alcohol?
My favourite type of alcohol that I'm currently drinking is Bailey's.
Bailey's Irish Cream.
Yeah, but...
She's fond of a bit of cream, alright, chat.
I don't know, on a night out I'd drink Copperberg or something.
Copperberg being fruity beer.
Fruity cider, yeah.
Or fruity cider, sorry, yeah.
Go back to the old reliable of vodka and whatever dilutable is behind the counter.
Remember that night blow where I poisoned you?
Yeah, I was so drunk already at that stage that it just tasted like a normal drink. And I woke up the following morning wondering why I was so hungover.
Yeah, I can't believe you fell for that. So basically what happened to the listeners there, we're out boozing one night. This was back before the world went and locked everybody up in their house. Oh God. It was for all we complain about, like, you know, it'd been in the first world. We don't have it all bad. It's like, oh no, we have to sit in our warm, comfortable houses and watch TV.
And buy our Nintendo Switch. And
woe is me. Why is life so difficult? Oh no. I have to sit in this moderately comfortable couch watching endless supply of entertaining TV stuff. I'll probably order takeaway.
I don't even know how to cook for myself.
Why is God punishing me like this? But yeah, so we're out one night before all this shit, and I think you handed me your drink, which was a vodka and 7-Up, I think it was, just a single mix.
I can't remember.
And you were doing your usual shit of, I'm going dancing, and I went, and I was doing my usual, yeah, I was doing my usual shit of, well, I'm absolutely fucking not going dancing, so you go do your fucking thing. So you handed me your drink and told me to mind it, because all men are fucking portable shelves to you women where you can just fucking store things on.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you pissed off to the dance floor, and I went to top up my drink at the bar, and I was like, you know what, it'd be fucking hilarious. What I did is I got an extra shot of vodka and poured it into your drink and topped it up with 7-Up.
Oh yeah, that's right. So I didn't even realise that the glass was full again.
Yeah, you didn't realise, yeah, because it went from like a half a glass to a full glass again. You didn't even know. And I knew you were drunk enough that you wouldn't notice. So yeah, I went to the bar, got myself, it was a Jaeger bomb or something, whatever I was drinking. And yeah, and I topped yours up, so it was now a double vodka and 7-Up. As soon as she got back from dancing,
I inhaled it.
Yeah, I just turned to her and I goes, here, come on for the crack, I'll race you so you can drink their drink first.
Yeah. I remember it now.
Because it was like, no, because if she takes a sip of this, she'll know immediately it's much stronger than it originally was.
Fucked as it
well,
was.
See, I didn't want to run that risk. I wanted you to down it because, you know, drunk sex. Every man out there read it. Drunk sex. Let's pull some kinky shit out of the bag tonight now. Let's see what kind of absolute fucking debauchery this girl can pull out when she's absolutely out of her mind. Like, because all women do it. The second they all get pissed drunk, they're like, everything's a great idea.
Everything's out the window, yeah.
Yeah. It's just anything goes. She's like, oh, it's just, you know, let me suck on a Twix and put it in me fanny. And you'd be like standing there kind of going, yeah, fuck it, go for it. But yeah, she came back, I gave her a drink, asked her to race, and she did indeed. She agreed, fair play to her. Two of us race. Of course, I think I finished mine first anyway because
you're a man, yeah.
Yeah, you know, I didn't want my man card to be taken away.
Did I actually even finish it? I remember it, but I can't.
No, I'm pretty sure you finished it. Yeah, I'm almost certain you finished it.
It was alcohol at the end of the day.
Yeah, and you finished it.
I drink piss out of a welly.
It was maybe about 20 minutes later. You were wobbling like nobody else's business. You're fucking steamboats.
That was a few years back.
It was call you a kettle because you were fucking steaming back. Yeah, I remember you were wobbling up the road.
I'm more sensible now, though. I get to my point where I'm drunk, but I'm not going to be hungover the following day.
I know, yeah, and it's the reason why this relationship has suffered.
It's not because I still get drunk enough, like, but once I hit my limit, I'm like, no, that was the way it was all like last year, and just I think even towards the end of 2018, I found my sweet spot, like, whereas still drunk enough to not be hungover the following day, but then me and a few of the lads from work went out for one of the girls' birthdays in February, and lo and behold, not that we know, it was going to be our last night out before all this happened. It's so upsetting. It's actually so upsetting.
It really is. It's like
it's so upsetting.
It's the Irish equivalent to 9/11. It's like, where were you when the pubs closed? You know?
Yeah, fact. And I saw the line and I sprinted full fucking kilter past it. And might did I die a sorrowful death the following day. I don't think in all the hangovers that I have been given, that has to...
The absolute anti-crack of a hangover, was it?
Yeah. Yeah, should you not remember walking around Tesco's and I holding on to you like? So
you're fucking holding on to my arm like a lost child.
Yeah, it's like every time you let go, I was like, oh my god, everything was so dramatic. Everything was, I can't go.
Yeah, you wouldn't even walk up the escalator, which bothered the fuck out of me. You know how much I hate it.
I thought I was going to get sick.
When people stand still on an escalator, I don't mean one of them stairs one. I mean the wheelchair accessible escalator. When people don't walk up them, just stand there like a fucking gimp, it drives me mad. And it's always older people. And I don't mean old people, because I can understand maybe motion is not the greatest thing for them in the world. I mean like people in their 40s and 50s. And you're standing there going, listen, I know you're fucking standing there just waiting for the grave to open up and swallow you, but I have shit to do before I get to that point. So can you please move the fuck out of the way or walk on?
Is it really bad that you've just said that they're wheelchair accessible and I never thought that that's why they were flat?
You're only after copping that now. I'm sure you're probably not the only one. There's probably people listening to this now that are only after realising the difference between the smooth one and the stairs one.
Yeah,
and I don't even know if that's the actual reason why, but that's just an educated guess. Like if you were going up one of them in a wheelchair anyway, I'd imagine you'd kind of be, your centre of balance would be a bit fucked. You couldn't wheel up it. You'd have to kind of sit still.
Yeah, it'd be a bad day for the brakes not to work.
You have to be like swinging on a chair. Like you can only kind of lean back so far before you're gone. Like.
I'm actually going to hell. Sorry.
Oh, you're just laughing at the thought of somebody falling.
Yeah, I'm really sorry. I'm actually so bad.
You should be absolutely ashamed of yourselves.
Sorry, Snorn.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
That's what you get, guys.
Snort. Everybody knows it's the most sexually attractive thing you can do. As a woman, is to snort like a fucking warthog.
Yeah. I tried to release my inner Pumbaa.
There we go. First Disney reference of the podcast.
Many more to come, guys. Many more. Friends one's in there as well at some stage. I could release my inner Monica. There you go.
Oh, Friends, yeah.
Yeah. She snorts as well.
I put up a picture of Max on Instagram the other day. Somebody had copped the Friends cushion in the background.
Oh, well played.
And they said, oh, you're into Friends. Like I, a flaming heterosexual man, would buy a fucking cushion of Friends. You know, I'm sorry, that bothered me. It challenged my masculinity and I didn't like it.
There's nothing wrong with a man watching Friends.
I don't mind Friends. I'm just not obsessed with it. You know, like I look at Friends like you'd look at Die Hard. It's good, but wouldn't be my favourite show in the world.
No, it's great.
Well, I think Die Hard is fucking great.
And I thought it was good.
Right, I'm going to move on to another question before you go on a fucking hour-long talk about Friends.
I can quote it word for word if you want.
You could rewrite the script if anything ever happened to it.
Yeah, I could, yeah.
Just call Connie there, Ducky's missus.
Yeah.
She'll come along there and rewrite the entire series.
Between me and a few of the lads at work, yeah, we'd have it nailed.
Right, Andy Tahiro says, for the missus, if you had to pick your animal avatar for the channel, what would you have chose?
A unicorn.
The unicorn?
Yeah.
Why? Because you're horny?
Because it farts glitter.
You don't fucking fart glitter. You fart foulness from the depths of fucking hell. You do.
Yeah, well, yours don't smell like sunshine and roses either, like.
Yeah, I know, but like, it's more socially acceptable for a man to make a pig of himself. Women are supposed to be sweet, dear, fragile, delicate little things that don't do anything unladylike. And
unladylike. I knew he was going to say it.
That's a culture that's dying, and it's a fucking dying shame that it is.
Well, I never claimed to be a lady, and I have said this before. I am not a lady. I never claimed to be a lady.
That's the fucking problem with you women. We give you the right to vote, and then you just come along and fart in our hopes and our dreams. People wouldn't have noticed. It's grand, I can just delete that out. Because there's just people screaming, so stop fucking eating and drinking into the fucking microphone every time. But no, the audience couldn't have seen the look you're throwing me, but it was one of pure dirtiness.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, sorry. Tea down on top of Bailey's is not nice.
Yeah, you're having a weird fucking mixture there. Bailey's and tea.
I can feel it curdling in my stomach.
Are you not the epitome of an Irish woman right now?
What?
Bailey's and tea.
Sitting here in my dressing gown, yeah. Yeah.
So unicorn is your chosen one?
Specifically the one from Happy, if anyone has ever seen that programme on Netflix. It's fucking brilliant. He's got an imaginary friend. Or sorry, it's the daughter's imaginary friend. He's a unicorn. He's a flying unicorn. He's fucking epic.
I would have gone sloth. That's what I would have thought.
Why? Because I'm so tired all the time.
Always fucking tired. Like on the list of about 40 complaints you go on about every day, it's probably up there on the very top.
Oh yeah, I know.
Number one is I suppose I could make a list for almost every woman. I'm gonna shit all over women on this podcast just because of one here capable of defending herself. So I feel like I'm allowed.
I can't really defend myself, guys. So I can't.
But if I was to write a list of like all things women have in common, I'd say very top of the list, complaining about being tired. Number 2, I'm sick or I'm sore and I'm sick. I have this random phantom ache and this random phantom pain and there's something wrong with me. And then 3 would be angry, hungry. I
haven't been like that in a very long time though. You have to give that to me.
I'll give it to you whenever you want it.
I haven't been hangry in a very long time. I've controlled it. I've controlled the temper. It's there, but I control it. You have to give me that one.
To be fair, yeah.
I used to be a thunder and comfort, but I'm not that bad anymore. I have my moments.
No, you're okay with it now. Now, can we do anything about the top 2? No? So that's just something I'm just going to have to agree with or make peace with.
To be fair, I think you could swap out number 2 with the whole sore ache thing for cold and
oh fuck
freezing.
Yeah, that's one that's it. That'd be number 2, yeah.
Yeah.
Aches and pains would be 3, but she's always fucking cold. Unless we're doing like the first episode of the podcast, in which case she's dying. She is the weather. If it's cold outside, she's fucking cold. Regardless of where she is or what she's doing. If it's warm outside, she's too warm.
Hey, I was in Florida last year and I was still cold. I shit you not. It was, I don't know what degrees it was, but it was, I'd say the hottest day we put down over there. And I was frozen that evening. Take
the time we went to Tenerife where I could hear my fucking skin audibly crackle in the fucking sun. I came back looking like a slapped arse. Ridiculous. And me with the fucking palest skin on the planet.
Oh, I think I beat you there.
I'm like a beacon. Like, you put me up on top of a hill, I'd be seen like a fucking White House. That's my skin any day. Or a White House, a lighthouse. That's me every day of the week.
Yeah.
I came back from Tenerife then, I looked like a fucking stoplight.
You were like one of those squishy things, the chewy sweets, where one half is white and one half is red. That was you.
Yeah, I look like a person that you'd slap in case of emergency. That's how red I was. Tom Mark Oliver says, for the missus, as Ducky did a video about the worst things about living with you in quarantine, what's the worst thing about living with him in lockdown?
Again, I'm the annoying cunt in this relationship.
It's good that you know it anyway. I like this level of honesty in this relationship.
Yeah, like I am. I know I'm an annoying cunt. And sometimes I play up to it, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I know I'm really annoying you and I'm in one of those moods where I just want to wreck your head. Like. And then there's other days where I'm like, no, I better leave him alone.
I think one day of the year a man should be allowed to strike a woman. Not necessarily with a fist. Like we could soften it up a bit. Just I was thinking maybe with like a feathery pillow. But as hard as we like. You know the kind of belt you get with a pillow in a pillow fight that nearly like flips you?
That nearly knocks you out.
Yeah. Just something like that, just to make up for the shit we have to deal with throughout the year.
I'm not the worst of them though. I know when to leave you alone.
You do, but sometimes you don't. Like you do know, but you don't leave me alone.
I know, yeah. It's because it's so fun to annoy you.
But that's because I get in these fucking hyper-focus... When I'm getting work done, like when I have good momentum going, and I get like hyper-focused on what I'm doing, it doesn't take a whole lot to pull me out of that. I'm so easily distracted.
I know, yeah.
And the second you come along and distract me, it's just like, I'm finally getting fucking work done, you won't leave me alone!
Or the one thing that you know you're really pushing your limits with you is when you're mid-sentence. You finish your sentence, you're waiting for a response, there's silence. And then about 5 minutes later, you're met with, sure.
Yeah, well, so here's the thing though, with that thing, if there's my biggest complaint about you when just with those situations is your ability to pick up on social cues is fucking dreadful.
No, I pick up on them. I just don't like to acknowledge them.
And say, I don't want to be an arsehole. So I hold off on...
You don't want to be an arsehole.
Ultimately...
You're an arsehole.
I am an arsehole, but I don't want to be an arsehole to you, specifically, right? So what happens is, I hold off so much that by the time I say something, I'm too angry to do it subtly. I'm too angry to do it nice, you know, that kind of way. Because I've held off so much, it goes from 0 to... Get the fuck out of my face, will you, for 5 minutes. Macasaurus Rex, I'm going to just call it that. If it's wrong, I'm sorry, your name's...
If that was me reading that now, I'd be like, Sutton Rex.
Question for the both of you. How has quarantine affected your lives personally or your personal lives? Has it made you more aware of what matters to you both?
I really want to go back to my concerts. I just want to go to a concert again. I miss it so much. Like going to an event, going to a concert is up there before going on a night out of a Saturday, like, you know.
See that there's like a highlight of how different me and you are personality wise sometimes, because like the idea of going to a concert is, I just think about that and I'm like, surrounded by people I don't know, and
it is annoying.
It sounds just dreadful.
It is. It's fucking infuriating when you get some cunt on the other side of you trying to push past you just to get one person ahead to see the fucking stage that you can already see from where you are. Is really infuriating. It's like, I've paid for my ticket just as much as you have. Back the fuck up. But I was supposed to have the 4 concerts this year. They all got rescheduled, and I can guarantee you at least 2, maybe 3 of them will be rescheduled again from next year.
Oh, probably, yeah. But you're like, now that they have the vaccine released in the States and it's soon to be released in Europe, you know, it'll probably be about summer, autumn of next year by the time it's rolled out for everybody.
They're hoping to have everybody vaccinated by June. So I read
the problem
today.
is the percentage of people refusing to get it is really high because it was a vaccine that was rushed. Well, wouldn't you say rushed? It was rushed, but it's a vaccine that was developed so quickly, a lot of people don't trust it.
Well, yeah, I agree to a certain extent, but I'll take it if it means I can walk into my grandparents' house and give them a hug and not feel fucking guilty about it.
Yeah.
And be able to go to the fucking Three Arena and enjoy my concerts, like, you know, just to be able to get on the bus and say, yeah, we're going to the concert. I just can't wait.
Who's next for your concerts? Who's first up that has the possibility of being cancelled?
Wardruna. In April.
Oh, is that the Viking?
Yeah.
band?
Well, we're only going to that for my brother, like, but that will 100% be rescheduled, I'd say.
Is that the Wardruna?
Wardruna, yeah.
Wow.
They're actually alright, like, I listen to a few, they do the music for Vikings, like, but I've listened to their stuff on Spotify, like, they're actually okay, but they're 18th or something of April. They'll 100% be rescheduled. Next one after that is Pussycat Dolls. If they push Nicole Scherzinger back once fucking more, I'm going to have a mental breakdown.
Nicole Scherzinger, that's the one you said you'd go lesbian for, is it?
Oh yeah, 100%. I drop you by like a hot rod for her.
You'd wear her vagina like a hockey mask, would you?
By God, and I would, yeah.
Just like a face hugger, just...
Yeah. Fact. 100%. Jesus Christ. I'd fight any man for her. Don't even test me about it. I would fight any man for her. Like, I love her. I actually
But you just wanted
love
to sing
her.
to you there while she's going at you there.
Live alone. Who's after that?
She was just like singing into your fanny there, just.
Who's after that then? They're definitely the two question marks. After that then I've Ollie Mars. Who knows? I've JLS the same week.
What do you mean, who knows? What? Who knows? He might invite you back behind the curtain there.
No, hey look, sorry, if it happened, it happened.
Well, he's on your list, to be fair, so.
And the same week is JLS. And then Sarah Milliken is in October.
Oh yeah, we're going to see her. She's very good now. I enjoy her. You're going to sneeze into the mic.
Oh, sorry, excuse me. Very sorry. Sorry about that. Very ignorant tonight, aren't I? Very sorry.
He's snotting into the microphone.
Yeah, snorting and sneezing.
Yeah. You and your dodgy sinuses.
Sorry, guys.
Iran Riesman. I don't know how. Yeah, Iran Riesman. I'm going to call it that. For both of you, do any of you ever get jealous about the other one's exes or hookups? Now, that's one thing I don't get in relationships.
Yeah, what's the point?
Other people's relationships. They get together and you'll have one person or even both people infuriated by the thought of their partner or
being with somebody else, like.
In the past. As if, like, you know, that person didn't exist until you met. They only spawned just to go out with you. Like, they didn't have their own fucking past.
Everything was a first with you. No, it's a load of shit, and people that do that are...
Yeah, no, it's fucking... It shows a hell of a lot of insecurity.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, like. Obviously, people are going to have had hookups, relationships, whatever, like, do you know, why get mad about it? It's just stupid.
It is, like, but that's the thing, though. If anybody out there is jealous or, you know, angry at the thought of their missus or their fella being with another woman before their time, then that's an inward problem. That's something you need to address yourself, because...
It's a massive, massive red flag.
See, some people just want that new car smell. Like, you know, my missus has never been touched or whatever, like, you know.
Yeah. You're not going to get one of them.
Did I tell you I was with a girl before who lost her virginity, quote unquote, by a horse?
Oh, fab. Yeah. Riding a horse, like, actually.
Yeah, no, she wasn't actually having sex with a horse.
But
she
had
broke her hymen while she was riding.
Yeah, bullshit.
Oh, it's definitely bullshit knowing this girl, yeah. But that was her excuse anyway, broke her hymen riding a horse. Apparently that's possible, but I think with this one, it may have just been a good excuse that she stumbled across.
I think it is possible.
Made me think of a good joke I heard today.
What?
As my sperm dribbled down her chin, I looked down at her and said, "Oh, you like that?" To which she replied, "No. And what the fuck did you put in this sandwich?"
Oh. That's disgusting.
My daughter came in from the garden the other day and she said, Daddy, there's two fairies down at the end of the garden. So to humour her, I said, "Oh, really? And what were they doing?" She said, "Sucking each other off."
I can't laugh at that because my godfather's gay. So I actually have a fairy godfather. So, you know, every time I see him, I'm like, "Hi, fairy godfather."
But he likes that.
He loves it.
Like a pet name.
But his partner loves it as well. He thinks it's so funny because I call him my step fairy godfather.
I did hear a more risky joke today, but I'm not even sure if it's a race joke, but I'm not sure if it's actually racist.
Tell me.
My Indian girlfriend told me today that I could blow it on her face, and I nearly came on the spot.
Oh, God. Somebody would take that up as being racist, though. Definitely somebody would take that up.
Well, the world is a bit soft like that.
Yeah.
But
I find
I will say
funny.
I still laughed at it anyway, but...
Yeah, well, it is funny, like. Sorry, but it is funny.
I really need to do this in, like, podcasts going forward, and I'll play with the ideas. Just stopping every so often to tell people a joke I've read on the internet, because I feel like the art of a good joke is a dying art. You don't really get too much,
yeah.
Especially in these times where you don't get to hear them out in a pub anymore.
It's not even that, it's people, you can't fucking tell a joke anymore because people are too sensitive.
People are too sensitive on the internet, they're not in person. When you're talking on the internet, and even us talking in this podcast now, we're toning things back a fair bit than what we would in casual speak, because people would just get so offended. But in reality, like, you know...
well, with the way I talk, especially.
But it's not even that bad. But it's on the internet, you need to watch everything you say, because there's so many fuckers trying to cancel you over this, that and the other. But, like, in reality, you're talking to somebody in person. If they get offended, you can explain yourself to them and just say, "Listen, maybe you misheard this joke, or maybe I explained it wrong, or you're getting offended when you shouldn't be." And you can explain it there and then. You can't do that on the internet because there's only one person talking.
There's only one side, yeah.
So it's a bit awkward in that regard. Right, we'll get a fresh one for you. Hexer, son of Hexerson, asks, what are the three biggest turn-offs about Ducky?
Pile of clothes that I just choose to ignore on a daily basis.
I don't understand, though, like, because here's a gripe I want to take
It's
up.
clutter.
You enjoy cleaning.
Yeah.
And you look at me like I have 16 heads when I say I don't enjoy cleaning. But here's the thing. Cleaning is not meant to be fun. Cleaning is something you do to punish kids. You give them chores when they've been bowled.
No, see, I find it therapeutic. Sometimes if I come in from work in a bad mood, there's plenty of people like that. If I come in from work in a bad mood and I'm like, right, the house needs to go clean, I clean and I feel great after.
Yeah, but
it's like going to the gym.
But that's what I'm saying. That's a you thing.
Yeah.
Me, and I speak for a lot of men out there even, because it seems to be more prevalent in men, we don't enjoy cleaning. Yeah. It's a chore. It's a pain in the arse.
Mm-hmm. I understand this. This is why I choose to ignore that pile of clothes. But it still annoys me in the back of my head.
When Ducky reaches the 1 million subscribers, I'm going to hire a maid and you're going to become depressed because you'll have nothing to clean, or you'll just wait until she leaves and then spend the rest of the day bitching about how... It'd be like that episode of Friends,
guys. It'd be like that episode of Friends where Chandler hires a maid, Monica thinks she steals her clothes.
Well, I was just going to say, yeah, if I hired a maid and like the second she'd leave, you'd go around the house like a fucking tyrant boss.
She done that wrong.
She did that wrong. Yeah, that's not properly clean. Look, she didn't clean that.
Yeah. But I choose to ignore it. It doesn't actually bother me anymore.
Okay, what's another turn off then?
Another turn off.
Yeah, we'll say if you're Randy there now and you're coming look for the hop, what could I do that would instantly turn you off it?
You do that fucking pervy thing when I give you a kiss.
I shove my tongue in your mouth.
Yeah, but it's not even... It's a real pervy way that you do it. Like, it's like pure fucking...
I invade her mouth. I violate her mouth. So you know when you're kissing somebody, just for you listeners, when you're kissing somebody on the lips, just like a peck, like you normally do. Women do this thing where they'll extend that, make it a kind of a long peck. So 4 or 5 seconds. And while we're doing that, just when I'll shove my tongue between her lips, pretty much licking her teeth.
Yeah, and I feel like I'm actually being raped. Like it's a horrific sensation. I don't appreciate it at all.
But you're a lady. You should be used to having cylindrical meat things shoved in your mouth.
I recoil within myself. It's just like, oh my God, you dirty bastard! Like I should be used to it this far in, but no, I'm never ready for it. I'm never used to it. Like it's rotten. That is completely different to a shift. Like, 'cause I'm prepared for that. But
it's just another one of my weapons in my arsenal of annoyance.
Fucking Jesus Christ! It literally, my whole body goes. No. I hate it. I really fucking hate it.
But I only do that to annoy you. So
you could have me fucked up here, up in the head.
You were already fucked in the head when I met you.
Yeah, well, sure. Here.
If anything, I've just fucking sanded the edges off it.
You haven't. You've made him fucking sharper.
All right. One more turn off. You mentioned 2.
Another turn off.
Yeah, all the women in the audience that are like desperately attracted to me and my sexy voice, they need to know.
He's actually a cunt, lads. He's just a rotten.
Being my missus now, you have to fight them back. You have to beat them back with lies and deception. Just whatever you can say to turn them off wanting me.
He's a ginger. That's all you need to know.
I've only a ginger beard.
That he used to dye.
I used to dye because it was ginger.
Yeah, I'll never forget the day I found that out.
Well, in my defence, I was a very insecure 20-young-year-old. God, I was such an optimist back then. I
thought you were going grey. I was like, are you going grey? And he says, no, it's just my beard growing out. I was like, why is it a different colour then?
I did it out of more curiosity than anything. Well, that's how it started, because I was working in the Euro 50 store at the time, and they sold this really shit just for men hair dye. And I seen there was like a dark brown or something like that just to match my own hair there. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to give that a go with the beard, because I wanted to grow the beard out, but it kept getting painfully rusty when I grew it out. You know, that kind of fucking...
Rusty.
It's the only way I could describe it. Just pure rust on my face. It was that bright orange. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to take it home and give it a dye and see what an actual beard would look like on me, because once it has that darker colour, it looks a lot thicker. And I did that, and it looked fucking damn good. And so what happened then, it basically just started to grow out, and she thought it was going grey because the ginger was coming back through it, because it was like getting very fair haired at the roots of it.
I'll never forget the day I told my cousin that, and he was like, what?
Why didn't I think of that?
Yeah, because he is a fucking full-on ginger cunt bastard.
See, I got away lightly. I only got the ginger, like the mother,
ginger beard.
The ginger beard from the mother. I only got the beard. The rest of me is fine, thankfully. How funny would it be if I had bright ginger pubes as well? I actually dyed my pubes blonde once.
What?
Back when I was like late teens, we used to do the frosted tips, the highlights, to be cool. Yeah.
You fucking
back before I actually, developed a personality, and I just copied everything around me. But basically, we did frosted tips there one day. It was me and the ex, I think, were around this time. She was doing it, she did it, but did the frosted tips, and a load of dye left. When she was gone out of the room, I was like, it'd be fucking hilarious if I actually dyed my pubes blonde.
Please tell me it roasted you.
No, it didn't. I didn't do my balls, I just did the pubic area.
But you obviously stuck it to skin, like you didn't just...
I did, yeah, but sure.
Yeah, did it not roast you, like?
No, not really, no. But the reason why I did it is because I was just like, how funny would this be now? And she goes to pull the pants off me later. And I I got a really underwhelming reaction because, of course, she pulled the jocks off me and seen it. And she's like, what the fuck did you do to that? Like, I dyed it. How funny is that? She's like, not really.
Sure, she'd probably seen them anyway. Different.
I was like, everyone's a fucking critic, huh? You can't fucking make everyone laugh.
I didn't know you'd done that.
I'm unpredictable, you see.
Yeah, don't do that.
But what I'd do for you now, I'd make it match your hair. I'd do like candy pink. That's how you'd spot Connie in the wild if you're from Tip. Just look for the person with the pinkest fucking hair known to man.
Not only pink hair, but pink scalp, pink neck, pink fucking nails.
Fanny. If she has the fanny out, have a look. That's pink as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, she's like a fucking beacon. Like,
watch now, I'll be in work fucking whenever you release this and someone will be like, that's Connie. I'll be like, oh my god, no.
Yeah, no, I was sure it probably wouldn't take much to tie together a fucking vets and someone with bright pink hair.
Yeah, I'm sure there's not many of us about the place that...
One of the questions there actually is somebody had asked, what's the weirdest dog you ever deal with at work? A lot of people think you're a vet.
Yeah, I'm not a vet, lads. I don't have the brains to be a vet.
I was just going to say a couple of questions we can clear up from the last podcast. She's not a vet, she's a vet assistant or a groomer, whatever.
Yeah, a kennel hand, groomer.
A jack of all trades, master of none.
Fucking dog's body.
Yeah, and your accent as well. A lot of people were saying that you sounded like you were from here, there and everywhere. She's from Tip. She was originally born in the UK, but pretty much Tipperary is that accent you're hearing as well.
I was reared in the countryside.
Yeah, see, I shopped local when I was looking for a missus, you see, so...
You didn't really?
Well, I didn't order online anyway, did I?
If I did have a thick English accent when we moved home, do you know? And then I was literally in the country from the time we moved home, and I lost that rather rapidly, like.
I know, you have a thick old... dirty old boggery accent there.
Dirty
you went from something that could have been potentially lovely in bed, you know, a lovely posh English accent there.
My accent was fabulous, actually.
To something that's just like, you know, you're in the bed there, a thick old tip accent on you.
Yeah.
Riding your way there and you're like, Jesus, Ducky, have you seen a match in the weekend there? County was playing.
That's bullshit. I don't watch hurling. I don't watch football.
The under 21s was playing.
No, and I'm not a GAA fan either. Just because I'm from Tip, I fucking despise hurling. I hate it. The only time I watched is when Tip and Kilkenny play. It's always guaranteed to be a dirty match. The only sport I do is UFC.
Oh god, it's a fair bet. Like, I tuned out as you were talking about hurling. That's how little.
Yeah, I've no interest in it whatsoever. Like, even when I was getting my hair done at the weekend, the girl that was doing my hair was talking to the other girl about the match, and she looked at me, and before she could even ask me, I was like, "Don't even go there. I have no interest. I can't talk to you about this."
I was working in retail. It happened to all of the places I worked, but you'd always have these old lads that come in. You follow the hurling? And you'd be like, no, I don't follow any of that shit at all. There'd be a long pause. Then you turn around and wasn't it a good match the weekend, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, they don't know
as if I didn't fucking just tell them I had no interest or didn't see it.
They don't know how to.
They don't know how to engage in conversation outside of fucking sport.
Yeah, fucking. What are you saying? Somebody had said about what's the weirdest dog?
The weirdest dogs are,
I see so many on a daily basis between dogs and cats, but the only one, and it's not even weird, it's just funny. It's this lovely woman that owns a British bulldog called Slim, and he's fucking far from it.
It's ironically named.
Yeah. Then there was Chico. I actually don't know what breed he is. He's a bull breed. I told you about him.
Is he a mongrel? No,
he's a pure bull breed. I think he's an American bulldog or something, but he's a small American bulldog.
You can get miniature American bulldogs, alright.
Well, like, he'd be about Max's size, maybe a bit bigger. But
that would be just a full-fledged American bulldog, wouldn't it?
Maybe it is, yeah. I don't know. I could be wrong in saying his breed, like, but sure, he got attacked by his comrades. And very badly so that we didn't think he'd pull through. And that dog endured treatment from us that no other dog would have endured. Like, if only for his behaviour and his temperament, he would have had to have been put to sleep because we wouldn't have been able to actually fix him. And we did. And he lived inside the vets for 2-3 months. And he was the star of the show, the star of the place. And, you know, everybody loved him. And then he had to go home. Because we fixed him. And we were all nearly in tears.
It could have been worse. Like, he could have, not have gone home because he couldn't fix him.
Yeah,
you know?
That's true, yeah.
I would say it was Oscar McMahon that asked that question. Just might have given him his dues.
The weirdest dog I think I know is my own fucking dog. He has the dodgiest joints, the dodgiest fucking genetics I've ever seen.
It's because he's a mongrel, but he seemed to have gotten all the bad genetics rather than all the good ones.
You know when people say to you, don't get a pure breed because everything will go wrong with them. And this lad was a rescue. He had got him from the pound or from a rescue group, fell in love with him, and I insured him straight away. And it's only a blessing that I did because everything that could possibly have gone wrong with a dog has gone wrong with this fucking prick. He'd be fucking dead long ago, and that's the simple fact of it, because I wouldn't have been able to afford to do it despite me working in the vets. Like, it still would have had to have been fucking paid for.
Yeah.
Like 3 knee surgeries, a big lump taken off his arse. That, lo and behold, came back to be a mast cell tumour, so you know that's great. A ruptured anal gland. Oh yeah, he's had it all.
We've all been there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, then there's people like me who would probably sell my own knees just to replace my dog's.
Well, this bastard now has, if he does another one, like, he's only got 2 fucking knees and he's had 3 knee surgeries. 4 times is a charm. He's fucked if that happens. I'm not doing it again.
See, I'd just keep doing it. I'd throw as much money or whatever else I could at the problem. I would let a family of 4 die to save a Rottweiler from a mousetrap.
Yeah, well, I would as well, like, and I know I say, no, fuck him, if anything goes wrong with him again, I'm not doing that, and I can't do it, and blah, blah, blah. I'd bend over backwards to keep the prick going, like, because he's just such a dope. Yeah, only if I have him insured, he'd be dead fucking long ago, like.
Kean Holan asks, for the missus, how tidy can Ducky be?
Not.
I don't know if that means like tidy as in keeping the house clean or tidy as in looks wise, you know.
Oh, sure, aren't you just smashing
does he
though?
tidy up well? Like,
of course you tidy up well. He got his hair cut today, guys.
I did.
Yeah. He's got this whole Uhtred thing going on.
Uhtred
is from
Vikings.
The Last Kingdom. Uhtred is not from Vikings. He's a Viking, but he's not from Vikings.
Well, so I have the same hairstyle as him, essentially, is it?
Yeah, you're not close enough to Ragnar yet.
It's because the beard hasn't grown out.
Uhtred had a nice old beard in him too, but, you know, you've got more of an Uhtred thing than a Ragnar thing.
Well, there you go, lads. If you want to have any idea what my looks are similar to, it's
Uhtred from The Last Kingdom.
From The Last Kingdom, yeah. You can go look at that.
Yeah.
Closest thing you're going to get to a face reveal for another, 100,000 subs yet?
He's a bit off him, but Alexander... Fuck, I can't think of his surname. His first name was Alexander, anyway.
Graham Bell.
No, I can't think. I'm not even going looking it up. Fuck that.
So I'm not very tidy when it comes to cleanliness, and I scrub up well.
Yeah, should see him in a suit, lads.
Oh, that was a funny night, that wasn't it?
Don't tell that story.
I'm not going to get into detail, but she liked that suit that night.
I don't see you in a suit that often, like, you know. We dress up to go out of a Saturday. Well, we used to dress up to go out of a Saturday night, but...
Probably the least work I had to put into anything in that area.
Yeah.
Let's see. Adam Liam. Oh, Adam Liam. I was about Adam Millennium. Does nobody put spaces? Why don't people put spaces? I led about this in the first episode, but put a space in your name. Spaces are not illegal. Adam Liam 14 says, to the missus, what made you fall for Ducky? Oh, look, you have to be nice now. Well, you don't, but...
Yeah, I was just going to say, I don't have to be nice.
I love a lad with a tiny Mickey.
Told you I always kind of had a thing for you when you were working in X-Vision. And then I found out you were going out with herself.
But what made you stick around?
Oh, I don't know.
Stockholm Syndrome, I suppose.
Yeah. I'd heard my mother kind of talking about it, you know, stories of, oh, so-and-so said this and Ducky responded with such and such, like, you know, the way you're quick with
an insult.
Yeah, and things like that. And even from, like, X-Vision, I don't know, it's probably just the shit she used to be saying. I was like, he sounds fun. And then, like I said, I found out you were going out with herself and I went to fucking school with her. And I sat more or less beside her in our base class.
Well, my ex, was it?
Yeah, like in our base classroom, there was my cousin
behind me. I just pick all my girlfriends out of the one classroom over the years.
Yeah. And like I was the second row from the back because, you know, nobody wants to be sat up the front of the classroom. And lo and behold, she was fucking sat beside me in the next row. And when I found out that, I was like, you cunt. How did you get someone like that, you know?
So you were sopping at the thought of me.
Yeah, I didn't like her though.
I'll have what she's having.
So I just got her sloppy seconds as well.
Yeah, that's it, yeah. This fella had spotted his ex-girlfriend with a lad, and out of jealousy he roared over to your man and said, how do you like my sloppy seconds? And your man, quick as a flash, shouted back, the first 3 inches weren't too bad, but after that it was like a new car. So how do you find it, 7.5 years on now that the humour has gotten old and you're just not laughing anymore? Sometimes
you say certain things and I'm like, I know he's expected me to laugh, but it's just, no, I just can't muster it right now. Like, but then there is other times where you would say something. What was it, that the last podcast we done, you said about the fan thing? Fucking so stupid, but it floored me, like. Do you know what I mean? The fucking stupid jokes that you make always get me.
Well, that's good though. It's good that I can still make you laugh after all these years.
Yeah, I'm not.
Although 9 times out of 10 when I put you in hysterics is usually like really shitty humour. Like literally about shit or snot.
Jokes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like one of the girls at work. I made a windy pop.
Oh, God. No, a surefire way to make Connie laugh is to walk out of the bathroom and go, I feel like I've lost my backdoor virginity. Something, yeah, there you go. Something like that. Just
I'm
crude,
such a child.
horrible.
Like, I really am. I'm such a child.
I remember the first time I made you properly, like you nearly pissed yourself laughing, and that was when I was doing an impression of having a blocked nose with a cold. Do you remember that? And you know, when you're sniffling with a blocked nose and you have a cold, and it's like, and there's no air going up there, and then your nose makes a weird kind of noise.
Yeah. Say a honk. Yeah,
like a goose. Try and hear.
Yeah.
What's doing it for you lately? Is my fame, my success?
No, it's the hair. I told you.
It's the hair, just the hair.
Just the hair. Yeah.
You just
needed it that little bit longer, is all.
I just want to grab hold and give me socks there, do you?
Yeah. Very warm. That's the Baileys.
Don't you start the odds of the Baileys after warming you up there?
Yeah. It's great. I don't need heating anymore. Just a glass of Baileys there, and it warms me right up.
Glass of Baileys and a bit of Beat Saber there.
No, my eyelids sweat when I'm playing that. I don't appreciate that level of strenuous activity.
It's just typical, lads. I got my VR kit back. For
and
those
I'm
of you
the one
who
that's been playing it.
listen regularly. I do have a complaint to make it steam. How they spared no expense getting a courier service to return the faulty headset to them.
Yeah.
They got this international express shipping from DHL, or one of these high-end couriers, to collect it from me. And it was in the Netherlands, where Steam is based in Europe, in the Netherlands the next day, and which was fantastic. And then they used the world's worst fucking courier service known to man, GLS, to ship the replacement to me, and it took a week and a half.
Yeah, it's not on, like,
no,
especially for the price of the fucking thing,
fucking
like,
€1,000, and that's how they fucking ship it around the place. Oh, they make sure they get their bit back. Yeah. Spare no expense there, but when it comes to actually satisfying their fucking customers,
they just leave people fucking hanging, like.
Yeah, that's genuinely, if they sent it through fucking snail mail, it would have been arrived quicker. If they put it outside their factory and kicked it from Netherlands to Ireland, they would have got there quicker. Like, at one stage, the tracking didn't update for a week on it, like, and I was sitting there kind of going, what the fuck happened to this at all?
Yeah, it's lost. It's forever lost.
Yeah.
In the existence.
But enough of me complaining, because I feel like that's all I ever do. But but I got the VR headset back, and I gave Connie a go at Beat Saber because it's a music game. I thought she might take a liking to it, and I was fucking dead right, because the hook is in. She's addicted.
I love it, yeah.
Yeah, flat out of it.
Great.
She was playing it. The first day she played it, I think you went from easy up to hard difficulty in the space of an hour, if even.
If that,
just tucked to it like a duck to water.
There is some songs on it though, like the Jungle Book one that's only on expert for some reason. That I'm nowhere near.
Well, they're like modded songs. They're not official songs in the game, so people have made them on expert and stuff. But yeah, she's hooked. And I would do a gameplay video, you playing Beat Saber.
Yeah, but I can't.
But
I can't be trusted.
But the problem is, before people do ask about it, is all them songs are copyrighted. I could never do a video without it being taken down within an hour or two.
And I can't be trusted with what comes out of my mouth when I get ticks. So
yeah, I think the songs that are pre-built into the game are not copyright. I think you're actually allowed to put them on YouTube, but
that would be doable, but again, I can't be trusted for when I miss something. If I'm on a roll and I've got a really seriously high combo and I fuck up that one time, I'm eligible to say anything.
It'd be just watching somebody play, because you'd be so focused you wouldn't be talking or commentary over it or anything. You'll just get the occasional outburst of fuck it anyway. Jesus Christ. That's my woman impression, but
fabulous, yeah.
You bastard! You're all bastards! All men are pigs!
That's an insult to pigs, though.
Fuck you.
Pigs are lovely little things. I'd love a fucking pig baiting around the house.
What would you call him?
Babe.
Chop.
Rasher. Just cook him up there.
Curly.
What?
Curly.
No. I'd love a potbelly pig baiting around the house, though. Fucking deadly.
You would want a fucking fair size house for a potbelly pig.
I think you need a license to own a pig, though.
I'm sure he wouldn't be driving, though.
Oh. Very funny. Why didn't I see that coming?
Because you weren't wanking it.
Again. Yeah, I'd love a potbelly pig baiting around the house. Or one of those pygmy pigs. A pygmy goat. Can I have a miniature farm?
Is that what you want? You want your own real life Animal Cross or fucking Stardew Valley job going on here?
I think it'd be great crack. Pygmy pigs running around the house. Great sport. Put me in a little jumper.
Could you get a pygmy chicken?
I don't know. A little chicken baiting around the place.
Yeah, no, call him Chuckin the chicken.
Chuckin the chicken.
Yeah. And Dickin the duck.
third a friend's job on it, and you get a chick and a dog and you call it Dick or Chuck.
No.
Yeah.
I'm not entertaining Friends humour.
Well, I can't.
It's not funny without a laughing track.
We can get a chicken and call it Hey. Disney reference number 2. I'm here all night, guys.
You going for the hat trick, are you?
I'm here all night. Why did a little chicken go, hey, get a little pig called Pua? And if anyone questions what that's from, then shame on you all.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. I'm going to marry you one day, just so I can divorce you.
You wouldn't do it?
Yeah, no, you'd take half my shit. What happens when lesbians get divorced?
What do you mean?
Who gets what half?
There's always one more masculine than the other, though.
Usually, yeah.
Usually, yeah. There's always one more masculine than the other. But that doesn't necessarily say that the masculine one is going to get 3 quarters or whatever.
No,
in that case, it would just have to be split fairly.
Yeah.
50-50.
Split down the middle.
Same with men, I'm sure. There's always one more feminine than the other.
I was about to say, I wonder what happens, like, if they had kids, like, you know, if they had, like, a sperm donor where one of them got pregnant, but I suppose then whoever had the child would have motherly custody
she'd be the lead.
See, the problem is the law hasn't really caught up.
No.
To any of that.
It's very, kind of a grey area nearly, isn't it?
It is alright, yeah. It's all kind of new science and new cultural stuff that they haven't adjusted to yet.
Well, one of the girls I work with, like, she's lesbian, but a friend of hers is also a lesbian and they're married and everything. And one of them was actually in a straight relationship beforehand and actually has a child from that relationship. So she has carried said child, birthed said child, and then actually came out and said, no, I'm actually gay. So got with the girl that she's with now. But this girl wanted a child. Obviously, she was great with the other one's child and whatever, but she wanted her own, so to speak. Yeah. So they got a sperm donor and whatever. She carried said child, birthed said child. But, like, that child is by rights. In my head, it would be by rights, it's hers. Whereas the other one, that child is hers and his. Do you know that kind of way? Like, she's stepmother and this one is technically stepmother. Is it not?
No, see, that's another one of them things that, like, hypothetically, if me and you were a lesbian couple, if I was a gorgeous woman, and I would be gorgeous, let's agree. Yeah, and we decided to have a kid and I carried it.
Yeah, and you birthed it and whatever.
And I birthed it, yeah. Would that make you any less of a parent in that regard than
I
what you would
suppose
be normally?
it depends on the way you look at it. Like, I mean,
I don't think it would make you any less of a parent. I think you'd be entitled to the same either way. It doesn't matter about your gender in that regard.
Yeah, maybe so, but I suppose it depends on the way you look at it. Like, you wouldn't be any less of a parent in regards to rearing it and stuff. But
in terms of social norms, you wouldn't be. The thing that would trip people up is biologically
you're nothing to the child.
Yeah, biologically you would be unrelated to the child.
Yeah, so it would be solely yours.
Unless, like, the sperm came from a family member on that side or something, you know, that kind of way. So, yeah.
It's fun. It's a hard one. Like,
you know what? I don't like these discussions because I've the last 2 podcasts I was talking to Dara and all we had was very heavy.
Then come on, we'll talk about Disney. So
very, very heavy kind of heavier subjects and more intellectual discussions. And I'm
not a debating type of person, so I don't want to get into that shit.
I'm happier sitting here doing farting dick jokes every now and again, like, so.
That's fine. I can make it number 3 with the Disney jokes. Come on.
If you blow into a vagina with the lips flap, like you're doing a raspberry on a belly.
I don't know, but I know if you hold a dog's mouth, not a mouse dog, a dog's mouth. If you take
you just cracked yourself up.
Yeah, take a cunt. If you hold a dog's mouth shut, blow into their nose, their lips flap.
You keep telling me this, but I've only ever heard you tell me that you've done it, and every time you've tried to do it, it didn't work. Well, you tried to do it to Snoop and Max, and
and Max nearly fucking ate me.
Yeah, they didn't know what the fuck you were doing.
Well, look at it this way: I done it to Rory, my rescue special, touch
your
dog.
Special needs dog. Yeah,
my special needs dog. I done it to him, and it worked brilliantly. I done it to Dimples, who's my mother's staffy, and it worked. And then she didn't come near me for the rest of the evening. And then I went to do it to Larry, who's my brother's staff, who's very fucking touchy in his old age about doing anything as regards to his muzzle area, right? And I caught him by the muzzle, and as I got closer to him, I could just see the lip coming up. I was like, okay, I kind of value my face a little bit. Not that he would, because he's not an aggressive dog, but I still value my face.
Even dogs have their limits. Like even a dog has that fuck off and leave me alone face.
But even giving him his kennel cough injection is a fucking ordeal. Like, do you know, it's not an injection, it's up the nose. But we have to literally throw a tea towel over his face so that he can't see and wrap a lead around his mouth so he can't. I know this makes him sound really aggressive. He's not aggressive. He's the greatest cuddly yoke going, like, but he just has a thing as regards to his nose. Like, so when you're coming at him with a syringe full of shit to squirt up his nose, he doesn't really appreciate it. Like,
but like the fact that you're like blowing up a dog's muzzle, you think you on some level would sympathise, seeing as not half an hour ago you were complaining about me thrusting my tongue into your mouth without your consent.
Yeah, but it's funny. Dogs can't verbalise it, so it's funny.
So it's okay when it's somebody else, just not when it's you.
Yeah, it's fine. They can't verbalise it, so I don't need consent. It's okay. And it's my dog I done it to, so you know, it's like doing that to my child, like, you know.
Topic change, just because I know a load of blokes have been listening to this podcast. Fair play to you, lads. For a woman's point of view, what's the biggest turn off to a woman in a pub if a fella was attempting to chat her? What was
just constantly fucking at you?
Well, like I will say, persistence does work.
No, it doesn't.
It does. Take hef. And you know, people who listen to my channel.
Yeah, but he's a very charismatic person, though.
He is, and he's very persistent as well. Like myself and PJ had often said, like the reason that man was so successful with women. Now he's a charming bastard anyway. He could absolutely fucking talk the knickers off a nun. If he was chatting up a woman back in the day, and it wasn't being kind of reciprocated, or she wasn't showing as much interest, he'd just stay fucking at it. He wouldn't stop for hours, and eventually she'd just kind of give in. And
but that's look, okay, I'm a very standoffish type of person anyway, single or in a relationship. I am a very standoffish type of person. If I'm out of a Saturday night, take for instance the night PJ and the other one gave you my number and whatever, I was like, I don't want to be set up with anyone. I want to be fucking left alone. I want to enjoy my night out and wake up tomorrow morning and feel sorry for myself. When I'm out drinking, I want to be left alone with my mates, and that's it. I want to be in the pub, having my drinks, have a bit of a dance, and then fuck off down the road to the nightclub, and that's where I am for the night. I'm on the dance floor. The only time I leave the dance floor is to get a drink or go to the toilet. That's the only time I leave the dance floor. Am I wrong?
No, not as fair.
Do you know?
Like, you wouldn't even think we're a couple if you seen us up, because we barely interact.
We speak to one another on a rare occasion.
You go dance on the dance floor like a fucking idiot, and I'm going to go out to the smoking area with the lads and talk shit. And
I leave my bag with him because, you know, that's what he's there for.
And isn't it just as well that I have the figure I can pull a handbag off? It's just lucky how that works out.
But I know for me,
I've great hips for it.
I'm just a very standoffish type of person. Like, even obviously it annoys me even more so now because I'm obviously in a long-term relationship. Like, take no for a fucking answer and leave me alone. I find nothing more annoying than somebody constantly at you. Constantly. Come on, I get you a drink. No, leave me alone. I'm dancing.
And what about the opposite then? What's one thing you like in a fella if you're out drinking, hypothetically, if you're single and all that? Or what's one thing that would moisten your undercarriage?
Oh, Jesus, I don't know. Like, I was just always a fucking
Wouldn't have said that more Tipperary if oh, Jesus, sure, I don't know. Like.
Well, I don't. Like, I was always a standoffish person. Like, 7 years in, like, you know, and I didn't meet you when we were both out drinking. I was the alcoholic that night, like, do you know what I mean? But
I was inside reading my Bible.
Yeah, you were, yeah. But even before I met you, all the nights out below in Waterford, everything, like, you'd be out in the nightclub and I'm like, just no, leave me alone. Like,
what about a fellow who dances? Surely.
No, see, I just see that as great crack, like. I see that as great crack, but I wouldn't necessarily.
It would open the door to something, like, you know, that kind of way, whereas just talking to you wouldn't really do much for you, like, you know.
To a degree, like, do you know, I mean, I'm always up for a fella that can have a bit of a crack, like, do you know, like, take, for instance, my cousin. He is one of the girls when we're out drinking, and he's not gay. He's actually in a long-term relationship. He's engaged to her and whatever.
Another flaming heterosexual, yeah.
Yeah, and he is, like, he's like a brother to me, like, you know, like, there's 3 weeks between us and whatever, but any night that we're out drinking, he's always on the dance floor with us. And it's great fucking crack, like, because he is great sport anyway. If he listens to this, I'm fucking giving him a bigger head than he already has, the cunt. But I love him really. You know? But it's great crack. Like the time we were at the wedding that you were best man for. and the other groomsman. I was sat there just in pure awe of him, like, you know.
Thomas, yeah, who's great.
Yeah, and it wasn't that I was anyway attracted to him. I just think fellas that have no problem going out onto the dance floor into a bunch of girls or whatever, like, fucking power to ye, like.
Well, see, this thing, I'm not afraid to make an arse of myself.
No, I know you're not.
That's fairly evident of the fact that I have this channel and you know, I practically have next to no filter.
Yeah.
But dancing is the one thing.
No, and I can first-handedly say that you don't have any fucking rhythm. Sorry.
I have rhythm. I just don't like dancing.
You have rhythm, but your feet don't have fucking rhythm.
I do the man dance. That's where you kind of shift your shoulders to the left and take a step to the left.
He does
and shift your shoulders to the right.
Stacking the shelves and stepping out the way the sprinklers.
Big fish, small fish, yeah. Cardboard box. Screw the light bulb, do the fishing rod.
Stacking the shelves.
Yeah. So like you just do one hand on top of the other. You just keep rotating.
Shopping, going from the trolley.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
To the trolley. Yeah, all those kind of things. No, that's not admirable in my book. I love you and all, but
the thing behind that, when I was coming up, when I was like 17, 18, 19, and I was in the kind of pub and the club and all that, the lads around me, and I was just this was around the time I started to kind of get better looking, because I was a fucking car wreck in school, big glasses, long hair, everything. I didn't understand how to present myself anyway well, like, you know. So when I got out, started drinking, I started to kind of cop on to what women find attractive, and that's when I started to hone my game, so to speak. And one thing I copped on to fairly early on is that guys who dance tend to get an awful lot of attention from women. There's no denying it.
They do.
They get out the dance floor there, they'll take a young one by the hand and they'll start swinging and dancing and bopping about the place. And I tried that. I genuinely used to dance for maybe about 6 months when I was out drinking. Every single time my foot stepped on that dance floor, regardless of how drunk I was, I felt like an absolute fucking tit.
Yeah, but sure, look.
It's just, it doesn't agree with me. It's going completely against everything in my personality. I don't like it.
But that's you, like, I mean, I just...
Like, everyone's there dancing away, having a good time, and here's me dancing away going, I fucking hate this.
Yeah.
I want to leave.
I'm not sitting here saying that I'm fucking the world's greatest dancer when I'm on the dance floor. I'm just I'm out there with me mates and I'm having fun. Like, I'm just letting my hair down. I'm having a good time. Fuck knows when we're going to be able to do that again. But my Christ, I will not take it for granted ever again.
It's essentially a workout with the shoes you wear, though.
Yeah. Oh, my calves are going to be...
Tis rare you'd see this girl when she's out drinking in anything shorter than like a 6-inch heel.
Yeah. I like to hurt myself small.
There's another way to spot Connie when you're out. She'll be the one wearing the most outlandish fucking mental shoes in the pub. You've got the craziest shoe collection I've ever seen.
But that's my thing. I like my shoes. I like my handbags, my weird handbags. I like my shoes. I like my weird shoes. It's the one thing that really gets under my skin, and I have no problem in verbalising it to anybody. There's people that go into Pennies and buy the same fucking pair of white high heel shoes. White? They come in white, they come in black, and they come in nude. I'm sure your fucking sister has every single one of them.
Probably, yeah.
And you go out of a Saturday night and you can spot about 25 fucking people that have the same pair of shoes on them.
Well, see, I'm so out of the loop with like female culture and all that. Like, when it comes to fellas, if I'm out and I'm wearing a shirt or a pair of shoes or something that another lad is wearing and they're identical, we're buying each other a pint.
Yeah, but that's
like, we're best friends for we're twins.
And it's not that I'm a bitch or I'm a cunt as regards to things like that. You do you buy what you want.
All women are like that in general. Like, you fucking hate wearing the same shit as each other.
I fucking hate. But when it comes to my shoes, if I was out one night and I seen somebody wearing the same skirt as me, fine, I don't care. But my shoes are my thing.
I will say, like, in the past, that was much more acceptable because, well, first of all, like, the reason why everybody shops at Pennies is because Pennies is cheap and not everyone has a lot of money. But nowadays, you can get better and cheaper shoes online.
Yeah.
You know, so...
You can, yeah. But not all my shoes are mad expensive though either, like.
No, I think the majority of your shoes are
like the ones you got me for Christmas one year are I think, the most expensive pair of shoes.
Actually, I went out on a limb as a man and got her shoes, high heel boots for... He aced
it, so he did.
Fucking nailed it.
I fell over in them shoes twice. And you know what? The funny thing was, I pissed out of my head. I think I actually fell getting into the taxi, funny enough. And it was my cousin that was with me. And she was like, oh my God, are you okay? Whatever. Got into the taxi. I was like, yeah, if I woke up the following morning, the first thing that flashed through my head was, oh my God, I fell over in my shoes. Woke her up. I was like, oh my God, are my shoes okay? And she was like, never mind your fucking shoes. Are your ankles all right? Like, I was like, no, are my shoes okay? I was afraid to look at them for fear I had scuffed them, or, you know, I had broken one of the chains, or, you know, something had gone wrong with them.
Just for context for people on the know, they're these kind of black gothic style boots that have a lot of spikes and chains, and they're real kind of...
They're nearly like Viking style boots.
Very
like
punk
they're,
looking boots. Like, they're
there's
crazy
all
looking.
fur on the inside now. Oh, they're just beautiful.
But and the reason I managed to ace this is because she showed me on her phone there one day. I think we were having breakfast or something like that, and you were browsing your phone, and then she just points the phone and she goes, "Oh my god, look at these shoes, aren't they amazing?" And it was coming up to Christmas, and the second I seen the screen, I just took a mental screenshot of the name of the website and the shoes, and I was like, okay, that's her present sorted.
Yeah. I love them. But I think they are, though, the most expensive pair of shoes that I own. But I honestly, shoes are just my thing. I couldn't give a fuck about anything else. If I walked into a nightclub and there was 10 other people wearing the exact same outfit as me, fine, I don't give a fuck. I'm as guilty for shopping in Penneys as everybody else.
Just for people in the UK as well, Penneys is Primark.
Yeah, sorry. But my shoes are my thing. If I saw somebody wearing the same pair of shoes as me, I'd have a fucking stroke. That's not possible unless I buy fucking shoes from Penneys. The only time I buy shoes from Penneys is runners for work, because I don't agree with spending 60, 70 quid on a pair of fucking Nike or Asics pair of shoes just to be shit, pissed or vomited on at work.
Do you know there's like, for the 20 women in my audience listening to my podcast right now, they're like, you go girl, you speak your mind.
No, but seriously, like, it's...
She's talking some truth there.
I, honest to God, couldn't give a fuck, but my shoes are my thing. Don't you dare come at me with the same pair of shoes.
But I enjoy shoes like that to a degree. Doesn't matter doesn't matter how much money I generate or how successful my channel is getting. I'm still going to be wearing like fucking Penneys jeans, Penneys hoodies, and then expensive skater shoes.
Yeah, there's fuck all wrong with that. And
mismatching.
I have no problem with Penneys. My fucking 90% of my clothes are out of Penneys. Like, do you know what I mean? If not 95% of my clothes are out of Penneys. But I refuse, point blank, to buy high heels from Penneys, because every fucking bastard out there has the same fucking pair, and there is nothing more infuriating. I could actually stay talking about it because it annoys me that much, and I don't know why. I know I'm sitting here pure petty going, why do you do it?
Maybe they just didn't have any other shoes that matched their
No. You can go to any other fucking shoe shop. You can go to any other clothes shop that sell fucking shoes. Stop buying the same pair of shoes in Penneys. I can guarantee you now, there is one girl listening to this, her, along with her group of friends, they all have the fucking same pair of shoes. Be it in the same colour or different colours, it's all the same fucking pair of shoes. Every single one of them.
I'm trying to think of something that maybe annoys me about fellas when I'm out drinking to that kind of degree.
Great.
And the only thing that comes to mind is, you get these fellas that have short enough hair.
Yeah.
And they decide to put gel in their hair, but they don't style it.
It's just combed down like.
They comb it down or mat it into their skull or something. And it doesn't look like it's styled. It looks like they haven't washed it in about 6 months.
Yeah,
and it's, especially when you get scobes or fucking, these wannabe fucking travellers, like, and they'll have these weird kind of spider leg spikes on their forehead coming down. You're like, what the fuck are you doing? That's not a style. That's the absence of fucking style is what that is.
That's just a comb gone through is all that is, yeah.
Yeah, the younger brother used to do that all the time. And she's just like, why do you even put gel in your hair if you're not going to style it?
Yeah, stop. Like.
What's the point? Wet looking hair doesn't look good. People don't put gel in their hair because, it looks good when it's wet. No, they put it to style it, and it just so happens to look a bit wet then or whatever.
But you know what though? The first night that we get out into a nightclub, every single one.
I think you should go out in Penny shoes and I should gel my hair down to my forehead.
No, I couldn't. I'd actually vomit. To actually buy a pair of high heel shoes in Penneys would induce all levels of anxiety that I can't even tell you. And I'm not being dramatic about it.
So you're an absolute shoe snob.
Oh, fact. And I have no fucking problem in saying it. But when it comes to everyday shoes, I don't give a fuck. Like,
here's a question. What do you own more of? Shoes or pyjamas?
Oh, pyjamas.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know though.
Because, like, for as much shit talk as you could give Penny shoes, you own a lot of Penny's pyjamas.
Yeah, but you can't go wrong with a good pair of Penny's PJs, like. You can't beat them.
You have one for every day of the fucking year to stage. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I have about 15
What are you wearing
pairs.
now? Eeyore and...
Eeyore.
And Winnie the Pooh, is it?
No, it's just Eeyore.
Do you like that the model I have for Ducky or for Connie's pyjamas is a Winnie the Pooh one?
Yeah, because I have about 3 pairs of Winnie the Pooh jammies.
I like Eeyore. I can identify with Eeyore, miserable bastard. I'm like, yeah, I get that pain. There was one thing from Winnie the Pooh, and PJ was watching it one day and nearly killed him. I think it was like Winnie the Pooh was coming down with a cold or something like that. And Eeyore just comes in the frame and says, I'll probably get it as well. Just that absolute misery.
Yeah. Oh, he's a great character.
That's a character that our generation can get behind, you know, the generation of depression.
I fucking love Winnie the Pooh. I love it. It's just the best thing ever.
You know, sometimes I feel like a pedophile.
It's okay, you're not actually.
Just pajamas, Winnie the Pooh, Disney.
You're still here 7 years in. You knew what I want.
It's all well and good because I recorded that first VR game the other day for the channel that I'm waiting on somebody to edit for me because I'm not arse. I was playing that and I'm just a big child in it.
See? Like, it's like people say to me, and I know I am, that I'm very mature for my age, but then I can't help but stop and go, she's also stood here with a neon pink fucking head and a Groot handbag and a Minnie Mouse purse. Case closed.
So we'll just say in honour of my last video then, the head Casey. In honour of that, what about you? What was craziest night you've had out?
Probably have to be the night of my graduation. That was a woeful.
Did you just wake up with like your knickers on your head or something?
No, that was the night out in Waterford.
What, you woke up with your knickers on your head?
No. So me and one of my best friends, Shannon, we lived together when I was in my second year of college and she was in her first. We didn't really go out that much when I was in college, like, because we were nerds. We actually went to college and went to our lectures and went to this and done our work and whatever. Weirdos. Yeah. When I finished college and she was going into her second year, obviously I went to her apartment and stayed with her that night. But one of her roommates, what was his name? Was it Tony? I think was his name. She loved him. And we went out. We went to Crystal. I don't know. It's not Crystal anymore, but we went to Crystal and onto the Foundry. And then she was like, I want
just nightclubs out of
yeah, below in Waterford. And she was like, I want Chinese. This is on the way home, like, and we were in the fucking Chinese. All she wanted was fried rice, like, so bizarre. And that was the night we met Paul and Wickham and Killian.
Another group of lads.
Yeah, but it was really funny because, like, we lived in an apartment block called Aylesbury below in Waterford. I lived there for both years of college and she lived there for her first two. She was on the first floor when she was in her second year and they were on the third floor. There was no elevator, all fucking stairs. And we met Paul that night and he is Tony's cousin. So she knew Paul through Tony to a degree. And he was like, come back to mine, there's a party in mine and whatever. There was no more fucking party in his house now than there was then.
Well, that's just a universal house party code. Every time. I don't think there's ever been a time in recorded history where somebody says I'm having a house party.
And there actually is a house party. And there was an actual
party going on in a house with more than 5 people and a variety of male and female guests.
Yeah.
It's always just 3 or less lads.
Yeah.
And way more drink than what any of them could drink between the whole lot.
But that night, so Shannon was like, fuck it, here, we'll go back. So they're only living upstairs, like, do you know?
Yeah, you're not wondering fair.
That's it. So we went back to Shannon's and believe it or not, we got changed into pyjamas and then went up to his...
Classy bitches.
Yeah, fact.
If that was me at a house party now and some young ones would be like, oh, there's just some girls coming. Like, unreal. And I've opened the door to 2 year in pyjamas. I'd be like, you can fuck off now and come back here with some proper clothes.
Do you know what? The stories we have from the nights out below in Waterford are fucking scandalous, like. But this one night sticks in my head so much because we were stone cold sober going up to Paul's house, like, or up to his apartment. When we got up there, he was like, drink this. For fuck's sake, we could have been drinking anything. Like, it was just raw vodka in a cup, like.
It's probably like a coffee cup as well.
Yeah, it was literally just, it was
it's
fucking.
It wouldn't fucking, it's like, lads, would you like a shot? Yeah, pour me a shot. It's just an egg cup.
Yeah. But we were drinking raw vodka. We were fucking polluted. And then the night went on. I was so sick that I was hanging in over their toilet. Wickham was sat on the floor beside me making sure I was alright. Killian was asleep in the bath. Paul and Shannon were gone off doing God knows what.
Were they riding?
They probably were, yeah. I don't really fully remember the full extent of that night, but I do recall when we were all awake the following morning, me, Shannon, Paul and Wickham walked into the sitting room to find Killian standing on an armchair with his duvet wrapped around him. Just
like fucking Mother Teresa.
Yeah. But just observing the chaos. And all 4 of us stood in the doorway, looking looking at this going...
Like fucking Scar from The Lion King looking over the burning kingdom.
100%, yeah.
There's another Disney reference.
Yeah, but we all stood there going, oh my God, what the fuck happened here last night? There was a puddle of wine in like the arse divot in the couch because like it's fucking student accommodation.
There was wine
like,
in the ass groove?
Yeah. Like puddles of it. Like there was soup fucked all over the apartment. Now, bear in mind, a crucial piece of information that I left out was when me, Shannon and Paul were in the apartment, about half an hour later, Killian came in with himself, Wickham and this fella called Warren. So,
who was a rabbit.
Warren, yeah, was the common denominator in all this that we are still blaming to this day, because there was soup all over the place. It was on the walls, it was on the floor. There was...
Why soup?
I don't know. But
you say this as if it's a done thing. It was that work house party. Of course, there was soup everywhere.
Yeah. There was bits of bread as well. And all I remember is Wickham walking into the sitting room and going, sure looks like somebody was feeding the ducks in here last time. Well, the three of us nearly got sick. We were laughing so much. And then me and Shannon were like, no, here, we can't just fucking leave the lads to clean this up. We have to help him clean it. But sure, we were all on death's door. And it was a case of sweep a couple of bits, then sit down to take a breather, get up, sweep another. It was just a catastrophe. Like the nights, there's endless amount of stories from the nights out below in Waterford. Like there's some very, very, very funny nights below.
So you were all very shook then the next day?
Yeah, I'll never forget Rag Week down there. There was the 6 of us, there was the 3 boys, then there was me, Shannon and Helen, and we done the absolute dirt on it on the Sunday night. And I was down there for the Sunday and Monday night, because obviously I had to be back to work for the Wednesday. I woke up on the Monday, and when I say I was 50% in the grave, I was like, just suffocate me, just put me out of my misery now. It just wasn't worth living, like, you know. And Helen handed me a bottle of fucking Heineken at about 10:30 in the morning, and she says, here, drink that, that'll fix you. And I was like, over the smell of it, like, Jesus, no, I can't do that, like, retching over it. She was like, just get the first sip into you and you'll be A1. So I took the first sip, but I held it in my mouth for about 10 minutes because my body just wouldn't let me swallow
Rejecting it immediately, yeah.
Swallowed it and I kept it down. I was fucking right as rain after that.
See, but the science behind the hangover cure, and I've probably told you this before, but the science behind a hangover cure is when you're suffering badly from a hangover and you ingest more alcohol, your body goes, oh, for doing this again, then I'll have to postpone this hangover because we have to process this alcohol. We stop the repair work and because we're going at it again. So if anything, you're just kicking the hangover down the road.
That's all.
You're not actually.
You know.
Now, sometimes it can help lessen the hangover a small bit by drawing it out, so it's less painful over a longer period. But ultimately, you're still going to pay for it. Yeah. It just made me think of, it was one night we had a very, very messy night below in Cork. I'll probably do a video about it now, but needless to say, myself and one of the lads had to end up sleeping in a car.
Oh, I've heard this before.
Yeah. But it wasn't even that night had enough events in and of itself. But it was the next day when myself and a fella called Keith, we'd slept in the car. We got up and we went down to town and we met back up with PJ and the boys who managed to find a place to stay at a house party. So we met back up, but we were all fucking shook, very shook. Like, you know, we're like zombies walking around the place, like something out of Shaun of the Dead. Like, you know, like out of it. For some reason, Keith had gotten very phlegmy with a hangover. He was congested to fuck.
Oh, God.
But he was also a dirty bastard, but in a hilarious fucking way. While we were standing outside this like cafe waiting on PJ and Louis and the lads to meet up with, where we were standing out there waiting, there was just one, she was drinking a cup of tea and I had a scone next to it, you know, and Keith, that dirty bastard, was standing outside the cafe and he just starts going
that is so disgusting.
And just kept like, and next thing just hocked up this lump. It was almost sentient, this lump of fucking phlegm, and spat it out at the ground. But the way he did it and looked at you one immediately. So he just went, looked at you one and went, enjoy your scone. And walked on.
I would have actually fucked a cup of tea clean into his face.
But the worst thing though, like, he kept like coming out with these horrible, dirty fucking lines. And when you're really hungover and everything hurts, everything is just much funnier.
Oh, everything is really funny.
Yeah. And we're walking down the road. We had met up with PJ and the lads at this stage. And Keith, being the freshest for some reason, or at least with the most energy, was leading the pack. And there was a tasty enough young one in front of us. And Keith just started going, oh, she's on her period here. You could smell the menstruation off of that one. Pure filthy, like, And I was just killing myself and the boys. Like, at one stage I had to stop because I had to breathe because I was laughing so hard. I thought I was going to die. Like, I was just the silent laughter. Fucking nearly killed us. Yeah, jeez, I couldn't drink like that nowadays. I'd
Jesus, no. I'd be in A&E getting my stomach pumped. That's
no,
a fact.
It was the guards that woke us up that morning.
Tapping on the car.
Yeah, because the car was parked in an estate, so myself and Keith couldn't find a place to stay, so we just said, fuck, we'll sleep in the car and we'll carry on in the morning. But we were woken up to it, dunk, dunk, dunk on the window. I was like, what the fuck? And I looked up, there's this guard standing outside the passenger window looking down at me. And I had the chair like reclined all the way backwards.
As you do, yeah.
So I was just kind of lying there on my back looking out the window, kind of going, what the fuck? And I sat up and we rolled down the window. And basically what happened was one of the people who lived in one of the houses said there was two lads in a car outside with hoods up looking suspicious. We had the hoods up because we were fucking frozen.
Yeah.
And fucking I wouldn't stay, because he was starting the car every 5 or 20 minutes or whatever to warm it up, but then it just get cold instantly again.
Yeah.
But the guards basically said, he just said, have you been drinking, lads? And as he said that, me and Keith were sitting up and there was a load of empty bottles in the footwell of the car because we were drinking on the way down. But as he was saying that, our feet just kind of clinked against the bottle. So it was like a comedy sketch. Are you drinking, lads? Clink, clink, clink. No. But they're actually grand. We explained it. It was like, yeah, we were drinking last night. We couldn't find a place to stay, so we just camped in the car. And the basis said, go get yourselves some breakfast and fuck off home. Like,
yeah, get out of here. Yeah.
Do you remember the story you told me, actually? I think the listeners know, obviously you don't have to name names, about a friend of yours that you have who had found a condom inside herself.
And that was over Snapchat. That wasn't even in person.
Yeah.
That was just fucking horrific.
The reason why that made me laugh, because lads have fucking hilarious stories about sex. Like, the stuff we'd get up in bed and we'd immediately tell each other about it. It was like, oh, I was with this one last night and X, Y, Z happened.
This one had no filter. Has no filter. Well, I don't know. I haven't.
But it was just funny when you told me that story, and I was just like, fucking.
Like, she sent me a snap saying we rode, and now I can't find the condom.
Yeah, so it was what she was with this lad, and she rode him.
She was with this fella. Yeah, just I don't know. Did she meet him out drinking or whatever? And they ended up doing the deed.
And the condom came off, but they couldn't find it.
They couldn't find it, and he obviously didn't give a fuck. But she was panicking because she was like, "Oh my god, where is it?" Like, you know,
because he must have blown in it or something.
He must have done. I don't know. I didn't. You
didn't seek details.
I didn't. I was so traumatized by what she had sent me. I couldn't, I can visualize it in my head now as we're speaking. And she sent me a snap saying all this to me. And I was like, oh my God, it's probably up in you. Like, you're going to have to go fishing now, Crater. Like,
dear fucking God.
Yeah. So silence for about 15, 20 minutes. Next thing I get a snap off her holding said condom. And the caption was
that necessary?
Swear to God, as true as I'm sat here, holding said condom, photo of it, and the caption on it was, found it. And I was on the other end of the phone looking at this, and I can honestly say I can visualize it perfectly right now, because it was so traumatizing that it's just etched itself into my memory forever. And I couldn't even respond to her. I was like, that's great, Jack, but did you really need to send me a picture of the condom?
That stuff makes me laugh, because you wouldn't expect that from a group of women. Like, you expect that from a group of lads.
That is just vile.
Hef once got carpet burn on his knees. Basically, he was riding this one, and he was at it. I made mention of this Living with the Boys video, that he was a habit of riding the shit out of women. I don't want to big the man up and make every woman out there desire him immediately. He's spoken for now, a kid, so I suppose he's out of luck.
Yeah, he's married.
But yeah, no, he could fucking ride. And it bothered myself and Peter to the point where it's like, that shouldn't be physically possible for a man. It's not human. Like, it's an irrational superpower is what he has. But he became conscious of this because me and PJ were always like, lad, seriously, what the fuck? How are you even doing this? So what he'd do is he'd get her onto the floor so the bed is not squeaking away upstairs.
Oh yeah.
Annoying the shit out of us. Infuriating us. So he got her onto the floor and riding her. Basically, while he's riding her on the floor, he ended up getting carpet burn on his knees.
Fuck's sake. Hey, look, when needs must.
Another time when I was riding a one below in Cork, and sure, fucking in college, like in this fucking apartment, the walls were papered in.
Yeah, well, sure, they always are.
This one was a howler. Like an obnoxiously loud girl. Like, if I was in the house on my own, I probably would have enjoyed it.
Yeah, but
I felt there was ears around, and my bedroom was right next to the living room. So,
oh Jesus!
And it was after a night out as well. Like, so this was like 2 or 3 in the morning, and I went into the bedroom with this one, and she was mowing the house down. And sure, of course, the lads are not going to ignore the sound.
Yeah.
So next thing, you're just like banging on the wall, just. Go on, the lad, give her socks, go on. He's on the final furlong now, had the home stretch. Just roaring fucking encouragement through the water. I surely laughing my arse off as I was going at it as well.
Couldn't drink like that now.
No, you couldn't. Would you want to though?
Oh, hey.
You don't have the ability to recover as quickly.
Do you know what though? We were saying this at work, myself and the under 30s group as we call ourselves. There's only 4 of us in that, but we're
getting smaller by the days.
Natasha's the first one to bail out on us, like, you know. But we were talking about this and we were like, we honestly think there should be a national holiday for the first night when the nightclubs open back up, because nobody is going to be able to function for at least 72 hours after that night out.
Yeah, to be fair. I don't think you'll be able to reach the bar. Like, there'll be a queue from fucking here to Dublin, like, to get into the pub.
Hey, look, go back to the college days, pre-drinking. Fuck it. It's just to be out in the pub, in the nightclub.
They're going to have to set up, like, emergency pubs.
Yeah.
Just to cope with the fucking the traffic. It'd be like, you know, the way hospitals are setting up emergency bedding for COVID patients. They're just going to have to do that for drinkers.
The amount of people that will be in A&E getting their stomach pumped.
Pubs inside of tents, People just hooked up the whiskey IVs and shit.
Oh, yeah. Jesus, won't it be great? I'll never, ever, ever again will I give out about somebody spilling, like bumping into me, spilling my drink. I'll never, ever give out about it again.
Nor will I. Well, no, I probably will, but...
No, I'll never give out.
It'll take a while to get back to that.
I'd nearly pay some poor morsel just to bump into me so I can spill my drink. I really, like, honestly, I would.
You wouldn't have to pay me nothing now. I'd spill something on you.
Why do you always have to turn it back? Like, why?
Were you ever, like, you thought of a witty coming back to somebody? You thought about it an hour later and you're like, fuck it, I should have said that, or maybe you didn't say it in the moment and you've regretted it ever since. I don't want to have that problem in my life. I want to just say the thing.
Well, I'm not good at those comebacks. Like, I'm not good at insults or, you know, quick, whatever you fucking call them. Like, you know, I'm not good at them.
Well, if there's anything I'm good at, it's coming quick, so...
See, he's not that exciting, girls.
Fucking martyrdom there, yeah. Take myself out with that one.
5 seconds.
But, what's that one? My girlfriend's getting kind of pissed off at me because I prematurely ejaculate. She used to be able to take it on the chin, but now it's just getting on her tits.
Oh my God.
Well, right, I think we're going to leave this podcast here. We're recording well over 2 hours and it'll probably be cut down to about an hour and a half or so. And the longer they are, the more of a pain in the arse they are headed.
Is it really over 2 hours?
Yeah. Well, right, I think we're going to wrap this up. And thank everybody for listening and joining us today. And if you are looking for more podcasts, by all means, I'll have loads of podcasts on the channel. You can go check them out. If you're looking for some shy talk with some lad stories, stuff like that, you can go listen to ones myself and PJ. If you're looking for an intellectual conversation, I've been recently done 2 podcasts with a friend of mine, Dara, who's a magician. They're up on the channel if you want to go listen to them as well. We talk about everything from religion to comedy and magic, everything else in between. And I will have gameplay videos coming soon on the channel. As I said, I'm playing Job Simulator. I have it recorded and everything, just need it edited, so it'll be up soon. Any parting words, Connie?
No.
You've had enough now, you're all spoken out, are you?
No, I could probably stay going, but I have to be up for work in the morning, so, you know.
We'll leave it there, so thanks everyone for listening, and catch you lads and ladies in the next one.
Bye.